The word unlimited is the most expensive trap in the whole eSIM world, and I fell for it. I paid $27 for 7 days of supposedly unlimited data, and by the third day my phone was so slow it could not even load a map. Today I'm going to compare Saily and Holafly with real prices, fine print included, and tell you with the numbers in hand which of the two is actually worth it. Before we talk about prices, I need you to understand one thing, because if you do not, you're going to compare these two badly and end up paying more than you should. Saily and Holafly do not sell the same thing. They look alike, they advertise the same way, but their business model is exactly the opposite. Saily sells you gigabytes. You buy 5 gigs, 10 gigs, 20 gigs, and you spend them whenever you want within the plan validity. Holafly sells you days. You buy 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, and during that time you use as much as you want. It sounds like Holafly is giving you more, right? And that is where it starts to get interesting, because that as much as you want has a fair use policy sitting behind it. I read the whole thing and this is what it says in practice. When you go past around 2 or 3 gigs in a single day or close to 90 gigs in a month, your speed gets reduced down to what? To a range between 250 and 1000 kilobits per second. Translated into real life, text messages will work. Google Maps will struggle. A video in decent quality, forget about it. It is not that they cut off your service, it is that they leave it so slow that it stops being useful for the thing you bought it for. And there is a second detail that almost nobody mentions in comparison videos. Tethering. Sharing your signal with the laptop or with the tablet on Holafly that is capped at around 500 megabytes a day. 500 megabytes is 30 or 40 minutes of a shared video call. If you travel while working, if you're the kind of person who opens the computer in a cafe in Lisbon at 9 in the morning, those 500 megabytes are gone before lunch. Now, let us be fair, because I did not come here to defend anybody. Saily also has unlimited plans, and they also have a threshold. Theirs is 5 gigs a day, and after that they drop you down to 1 megabit per second. It is a limit just the same. The difference is that Saily writes it on the plan page before you pay, and the threshold is twice as high. And here is the first deciding factor of this comparison, and it is not technical, it is about honesty. Both of them throttle you, but only one warns you before charging you. Now, there is one question that settles this entire debate, and almost nobody asks it. How much data do you actually use on a day of travel? Because the average traveler, between maps, social media, messages, and looking for somewhere to eat, moves between 500 megabytes and a gig and a half per day, which means you do not even come close to either threshold. And if you are that traveler, you're about to find out that unlimited is costing you more than triple for absolutely nothing. Let us go to the numbers, because that is where the unlimited argument falls apart. These are the official Saily prices today, taken straight from their own page, not from some third-party blog. 1 gig for 7 days costs you $9, 5 gigs with 60 days of validity, $34. 10 gigs, 180 days of validity, $57, 20 gigs with a full year of validity, $67, and the big plan, 50 gigs also for a year, $130. All of those are global plans, and they work in 121 destinations. Stop for a second on something you might have let slip past. 180 days, 365 days. That validity is not a minor detail. It is a different product philosophy. If you buy 10 gigs and only use 4 on your trip to Italy, the other 6 are still there 6 months later. Okay? They do not evaporate, and if you are going to a single region, it is cheaper still. The Europe plan from Saily starts at $5 for 1 gig over 7 days, and it covers between 34 and 35 countries with that same eSIM. Now, Holafly, their model is to charge by the exact day of travel, and that really is a good point in their favor. If your trip lasts 9 days, they do not force you to buy a block of 10. But the entry price is another league. Let us do the math that decides this. That average traveler we talked about, the 1 gig a day one, uses around 7 gigs in a week. With Saily, the 10 gig plan costs $57, but it lasts 180 days, and there's data left over for 2 or 3 more trips. With Holafly, that very same week is $27 that burn out completely on the 8th day. Second trip, another $27, third trip, another $27, $81 against $57, and Saily still has validity left over. And work out the cost per gig, which is the metric that nobody ever looks at. The 30-day unlimited Europe plan from Saily works out to 48 cents per gig. 48 cents. That is what you are comparing against a product that charges you by the calendar and not by what you actually consume. Now here, I have to be transparent with you because Holafly publishes a study of their own claiming their prices are 4% cheaper than the Saily ones. And the number is real, it exists, it is on their website, but read the whole thing because they explain the methodology themselves. The comparison is only between unlimited plans. That is, they compare their product against the most expensive product in the Saily catalog, completely ignoring the metered plans, which is exactly where Saily is unbeatable. It is not a lie, but it is a very convenient snapshot. And with the prices on the table, what is left is the part that tips the balance. Because there are three features that one of the two includes for free and the other simply does not have. Let us start with coverage, because here Holafly has the bigger number and it has to be said 141 destinations against 121 from Saily. On paper, Holafly wins. But the big number is not the whole story. The difference is in how you use it. The global plan from Saily is one single eSIM that works across those 121 destinations without having to reinstall anything when you cross a border. You land in Madrid, you take a train to Lisbon, you carry on to Marrakesh, and the phone simply stays connected with Holafly. The logic goes by destination. You buy the plan for the place you are going to. If your trip touches 3 different regions, that comfort of set it once and you are done disappears. And for 99% of travelers, the 121 destinations from Saily already include everywhere they are going to go. Now, the features. And here something happens that genuinely surprised me because Saily comes from the same team that makes NordVPN, and you can tell in the product. Your plan includes, at no extra cost, an ad blocker, web protection against malicious sites, and a virtual location feature. That last one sounds like a gadget, but when you are connected to the open network at Istanbul Airport, having browsing protection built into the eSIM itself is not just decoration. And on top of that, they give you back 3% of every purchase in Saily credit. Holafly has none of this. Their product is connectivity full stop. There is one point where both of them fall short equally, and I would rather tell you about it. In Europe, neither one of them gives you a local phone number. Both of them are data only, so your calls go through WhatsApp or through whatever application you use. The difference is that Saily does offer United States numbers for calls and text messages as an additional option, which helps if you need to receive verification codes from a bank or from an American service. Now let me give Holafly what is theirs, because I did not come here to do propaganda. There is a profile for which Holafly is the correct answer. If you consume more than 3 gigs a day consistently, if you make long video calls from your phone, if you're a creator uploading heavy material every day, buying those metered gigs would cost you a fortune, and that is where the per-day model protects you. Their support works 24/7 and answers well, and they have one detail I genuinely like. When your plan expires, they leave you 1 courtesy gig a month active, so you are not left cut off at the airport on the way home. It is a smart gesture that Saily does not have, but when I put it all together, the verdict does not come out ambiguous for me. Saily wins this comparison, and it wins for 4 concrete reasons. It charges you for what you consume and not for the calendar. It gives you validity of up to a year instead of burning your plan on the 8th day. It declares the speed threshold before charging you and with twice the margin, and it hands you security features that the other one simply does not offer. Holafly is the correct choice for one specific and small profile. Saily is the correct choice for the rest of us. My honest recommendation after going through the official prices of both. Saily wins this comparison. It wins because you pay for what you really use, because the validity periods run up to a year, because it tells you the speed threshold to your face instead of hiding it, and because that same eSIM serves you in 121 destinations without installing it again. Holafly is not bad, and if you consume 3 or 4 gigs a day, it can work for you, but for most of us, you're paying more for a word that comes with fine print. Remember that in the description of the video, I'm leaving you the best deals, so you can use the one that serves you best. And that is all.